Hi YouTubers. Today I'm just standing in my office here at home and I'm going to show you a brief selection of some jazzier albums that I've picked up. The first is Glenn Miller, plays selections from the Glenn Miller Story and other hits. Glenn Miller's original recordings. It's on RCA, of course. It's a mono release from 1960. And on the back, a lot of RCA releases around that time were advertising RCA audio or stereo systems and phonos, hi-fis. This one here is the Glendon model that was for sale around 1960. Four-channel dynamite, explosive, produced by Enoch Light. This is from 1972. I do have a quad system. It's not hooked up at the moment, but I could play this on my quad system. And they go into detail for each track on the recording as to where the instruments should lie in the four-channel spectrum, which could be kind of interesting. You could almost use this as a test disc for a quad system. It has songs on it like Cecilia, Night They Drove Old Dixie Down, Penny Lane, and it's done orchestrally, kind of big band I would think. Next we have Ruby Braff and the George Barnes Quartet. This is a Concord jazz album recorded live at the Concord Summer Jazz Festival around 1975. What's interesting about George Barnes is he was a jazz guitarist going back into the 1930s. Apparently he was the first guitarist to record with an electric guitar, and that was in 1938 with Big Bill Brunzi apparently. Next we have another Concord jazz album, Dave McKenna, Left-Handed Compliment. It's on Concord Jazz, of course. Another Concord album is Dee Bell, who's a vocalist, the woman, with Eddie Duran on guitar and Stan Getz on saxophone. Let There Be Love. The David Bailey Sextet, Getting Into Something. It's an epic jazz series. This is from 1960. I see that Clark Terry's on this one. This is a re-release as opposed to being an original release. It is in mono though. Peter Appleyard Quartet, Anything Goes. This is on RCA Camden, their budget label, from 1955-56 era. Peter Appleyard was a British vibraphonist. He emigrated to Canada in the early 1950s, and he was a mainstay of Toronto's jazz scene, certainly into the 1990s. He's fairly old now. I think he's still alive. And this is his first recording. I'm sure this one's fairly rare. In the back it has advertisements of other Camden albums. Those Were the Days, Pete Fountain on choral. It's a gatefold, Pete. I see he does Wichita Lineman, Folsom Prism Blues. Those were the days, of course, that Mary Hopkins had the hit with. Without Pete Fountain, you also have Al Hirt. Al Hirt, Sugar Lips. This is a stereo RCA album. It has The Girl from Ipanema on it. This is an impulse jazz album from the early 1960s, a vocalist by the name of Lorez Alexandria the Great. She didn't record very many albums, but I've heard some of her work and it is quite good. It's a gatefold sleeve. There she is. It's a standard impulse album from that period. Ray Bryant, The Best Of, and this is a Pablo recording from the 1970s. Jazz piano player, very plain cover, but I'm sure the music will be nice. And the last one I'll show you is a box set. It's the George Gershwin Complete Piano Music, Francis Very and Michael Jaminis. Comes with a nice book inside. And of course it has An American in Paris, Rhapsody in Blue, amongst his other works. all piano music. I haven't played this yet. Thank you for watching.